Hi friends, Rhonda Stoppe here, No Regrets Woman at noregretswoman.com. I am a Crosswalk contributor. I absolutely love having opportunities to encourage you through the articles that I have written over the years for crosswalk.com. Today I'm going to talk to you about mine and my husband's book, The Marriage Mentor, Becoming the Couple You Long to Be. Why did we write this book? I'll tell you why. Because my husband is a pastor, biblical marriage counselor, and we have spent over 22, more like 30 plus years doing premarital counseling and also biblical marriage counseling for couples. And what we have found is when you give a good foundation to couples who are really wanting a good marriage, it is the beginning of them on a path of a marriage without regrets. Becoming the Couple You Long to Be is the subtitle of our book, because isn't that what we want? You know, you watch the bride walk down the aisle and the husband's eye. Oh, my favorite thing is to watch the tears of the groom, right? It's so sweet. And when they see the groom, see his beautiful bride, they both know the couple they want to be. They both imagine what it's going to be like in their happily ever after, to spend their days growing a life that they dreamed of. But life gets in the way, and babies are born, and hormones get out of control, and financial pressure, and just unmet expectations. In fact, did you know the number one thing that marriages struggle with is just unmet expectations? Things that we had hoped our spouse would do for us, what we think we need or deserve to be happy. And as we dwell on those unmet expectations, there's a real temptation to fall out of love with one another. So this book, The Marriage Mentor, it was fun because Steve and I wrote it together, and I write blah, 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 blah to the wives and lots of words. And then Steve in these little gray boxes tells the husbands, hey, I wrote cliff notes to you of what your wife just read. Just read the cliff notes and you'll get the same. You'll get the highlights. You'll get the points. And then for those that are not readers at all, Steve and I went ahead and made videos on my YouTube channel, Rhonda Stoppe, No Regrets Woman, or you can go to my website and find those under the book, The Marriage Mentor. They're free, and it's just Steve and I talking about each chapter of the book as if you were sitting in our office across from us discussing how to have a marriage without regrets. So it was fun because as we were writing this book together, my husband's a very busy pastor and he has a lot on his plate. And I would have to be like waiting for him to finish his chapter so I could get it all edited and turn it into my editor at Harvest House Publishers. And it was interesting just how we had to work together and respect each other's time. And I had to, write in a book about not nagging your husband, and all I want to do is nag him about, I need your next chapter, buddy. But in the end, it's a wonderful, valuable resource that we wrote so that we could help marriages. We can't be there. I get emails after I speak at events all the time. If something goes on, Focus on the Family, a interview that Steve and I have done, we get emails of people asking us to mentor them. And there's just not enough of us to go around. We pour into our 4 adult children and their marriages. We pour into our church family. And so we wrote this book so we could pour into you. Some of the highlights of the chapters are, if your spouse would change, would you be happy? Because see, we are under this belief that happily ever after lies in how well our spouse treats us. But the reality is our happiness does not lie in how well we are treated by our spouse. Our happiness lies when we discover who loves us. Our Creator, the Creator of heaven and earth, who sent His Son to prove His love for us and to purchase us for His treasure. He is our happily ever after. What's the big deal about respect? How about this one? We're falling out of love. I hear that a lot. I'm falling out of love. Well, you fell out of love when you start dwelling on what you don't love about each other. Your marriage can survive toddlers and teens. I feel like that could be a book all on its own. Your marriage, it gets stressed when we have kids, when there's those terrible twos and those teenagers pulling at us. And there's there's conversations that we have in this book about that very area of our life. The grass is not greener on the other side. How about this one? All he wants is sex when you long for romance. Man, Christians should be having some of the best sex in the world, and they're not. And that's not God's plan. God smiles on the marriage bed. And he asks us not to forsake coming together in consummating our marriage. Did you know that intimacy in your marriage bed is a sign of your covenant with your spouse? And when we forsake coming together, we forget to remember our covenant with one another. I don't know how it works, but God says that in our marriages, he knits our very souls together, that we become one flesh. And when we forsake coming together in the marriage bed, it actually helps us forget that oneness. And we just become roommates living under the same roof, trying to strive for the same goals. If you're one of those people that are saying, I'm just not that into it. If you're a woman, I have a book out, an ebook. It's easy and it's simple. And it's called A Christian Woman's Guide to Great Sex in Marriage. You can find it on Amazon or at my website, noregretswoman.com. And soon it will be out in an audiobook form. If you sign up for my newsletter right now, you can get the free audio version of the book for free. So don't miss that opportunity. Becoming the couple you long to be. It takes work, but it's worth it. And that's why Steve and I wrote together The Marriage Mentor, Becoming the Couple You Long to Be. And that's why I contribute articles for Crosswalk.com. I've written 7 books, lots of other resources that you can find at my website, noregretswoman.com. But go on Crosswalk.com, throw my name in that search, and you'll find all kinds of articles that I've contributed to Crosswalk over the years. My name is Rhonda Stoppe, and it's so great to have this opportunity to share video content with you. Have a great day.